Hey, what's up everybody? I'm at Home Depot. I am doing this video to show you guys some of the material that you can use to make your signs. Just want to make another quick video while I'm working on a couple others. And here we are. Look at that. Now, isn't this sign worthy? In fact, you could probably cut that in two, and then you got two signs. But yeah, get yourself a nice sturdy stick, something you can jam in the ground and attach some cardboard to, or poster board rather. Poster board, cardboard, get yourself some sticks. Here's another stick you can use. I'm going to be gathering more materials and I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, so I just got my sticks and I decided to go with a thicker bunch because after stress testing the original sticks that I picked, I found that they were way too bendable and that such sticks were not going to hold up to the elements for the kind of signs that I'd like to make. On top of that, these are quite expensive. They were about $1 a piece for 4-foot sticks, and so if you're trying to save some money and trying to do this on a budget, I probably wouldn't recommend buying 40 of these sticks. You might be better off just going out in the woods and finding sticks. I don't know how good that would be good for you. Alternatively, you could also just find like some board and a bar, like just because normally they have board and a bar that you can just, you know, put staple leaflets to. Like usually, yeah, there's like a notice. Like I don't know if you guys have ever been to a bar like downtown or a city, but you'll have like a notice, and usually you'll be able to attach leaflets via staple to the bar notices downtown. At least in my community, in my area. So, I mean, that'll count as a sign if you just want to print off a noted document or a leaflet with your propaganda, and that will work as well. Alternatively, you could also find electrical posts. You can find corners of buildings where you can attach signs using tape or glue or whatever, and that'll work as well if you don't want to spend the money on sticks. However, if you chose the class background lumpen proletariat when making your character in this grand RPG, you could also, expropriate. That's right, expropriate. I wouldn't recommend it. I would only recommend it in the RPG. I would never advise you guys do anything illegal on this channel. Alright? There they are, in all their glory. I'm going to go pay for these. I will see you guys in a moment. So I just got the sticks, and this shit just came to me, but back when I was a kid, my sister's ex, who was also a lumpen, he was also an insane, narcissistic, junkie lunatic, but I learned some things from him. When you know someone who is a thieving, lying, manipulative piece of shit, you tend to learn some of their sly and guile tactics that they use to get through life. And in a video game that we used to play together, if you chose the lumpen class background as he does, or as he has in this game, in addition to simply rolling a stealth check to go in there and acquire your sticks, you can also buy them legitimately, save the receipt, and then come back some other time, go out back, take that receipt, and grab, you know, an equivalent number of sticks that you purchased the other day, and go ahead and return those directly at the front kiosk. In general, they don't get paid enough attention to notice or care in the RPG, so as a result, in a video game, you could also do that as well if you are a skilled thief. And if you are a well-established high-level thief and your guile skill is high enough in the RPG. So, there's a little more advice for you guys. But anyways, my shoulder's getting tired holding the camera this way. So anyways, as I was saying, so I'm on my way to, I think Walmart? Yeah, I'll go to Walmart. Either Walmart or Hobby Lobby. Wherever the poster board is cheapest, that is where I'm heading next. So I'm gonna go to Walmart, and I'm gonna get my poster board, I'm gonna get me some tape, and I'm gonna start making me some signs. That's right, we're gonna make these good signs, make some lit propaganda, and I'm going to take these signs and I'm going to find every spot that I can plant them legally off private property where people won't pull these signs away, and yeah, I'm going to plant them there. And there's plenty of spots, fortunately, in the city where I live where you can plant signs because people generally put up signs like Trump 2020 and so on. I can think of quite a few places on the road that I can drive around and plant these signs and plant this propaganda. And we will talk more about that in a moment. But yeah, it's an awfully nice day today. I hope you guys are having a great day too. Nice clear weather. I mean, it's a little cloudy out, but it's nice. It's nice and warm. I'm glad it's my day off. I'm gonna hang out with some comrades later that I met, or that I used to know. There's this guy that I used to know from back when I used to go to Tony's card shop when I was a huge player of Magic the Gathering. You guys might not know this, but back in the day, I played a lot of Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. And I'd love to get another Pathfinder group going, because I used to Dungeon Master. Yeah, I used to Game Master, and I'd love to get back to Game Mastering again, but between all the theory that I've been reading lately and just running my YouTube channel and stuff in my leisure time, it's kind of hard to find time for it, but I know that's not really an excuse. It's like one of those things, if it's like a hobby of joy, you kind of gotta make time for it, or else you're just never gonna do it. I mean, that's just sort of the way it is. Like, you can achieve your hobbies of joy in this fucking shitty bourgeois world that we live in with what free time you have left, and it's just all about time management, and it's all about discipline. And I completely understand that when you get off work and you're tired and exhausted after you've done, you know, your 8 to 10 hours of grinding, you don't really feel like doing anything except relaxing and unwinding after you get off work. And that's completely understandable, but you gotta make time to do what you love. You gotta make time to do what you love. You gotta make time to do stuff for you, and to hang out with friends and so on. You know, actually live life, enjoy life. You know, we've only got you get 100 years if you're lucky, is all I'm trying to say. So, I mean, you can spend your 100 years just living to work and working to live, but I'd like to do some things with my life, you know, be a Renaissance man of some kind. And that's part of why I'm running this channel, because I want to inspire you guys to go out and do stuff with your life and be, you know, very effective agitators and effective communists while you're at it. That's one of the side projects of this channel. The other reason why I want it is it very much is an educational project, because I want to educate you guys on the history, you know, and while I'm educating, we can have some fun on the way, because we are unfortunately living in the age of infotainment. People need those hits of dopamine to keep them reeled in order to have them interested in whatever the hell it is you're saying. So yeah, I'm not just gonna educate and inspire you guys. I'm gonna try and entertain you a little bit along the way as well. But y'all caught me rambling. All right, well, I'm gonna go hit up Walmart or Michael's, and I'm gonna grab those poster boards, and we're gonna go make some signs. Should be a good time. All right, everyone, I got my board here, my poster board. I got a nice thick styrofoam board, something durable. You want something like that. If you're gonna be planting signs that you intend to stay in the ground for an extended period of time, get yourself something thick, get yourself some permanent Sharpie markers, and get yourself some good tape. Don't go with this Scotch tape, which will fall apart. Your sign will fall apart if you use tape like this. You're gonna wanna get yourself a brand with some good, ferociously strong tape. All weather works longer, holds stronger. So you want some good, stern, weather-resistant tape. You want your Sharpies, and you want your board. Nice thick board. All this together, about 25 bucks. Big whoop. Okay. We are back. We are back in business, fresh from Walmart. Straight out of Walmart. I got my posts, I've got my styrofoam posts, I've got my tape and my Sharpies, and I got all my sticks. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make some very nice, sturdy signs that will hold up for weeks, if not months. The only thing that's going to take these signs down, aside from the elements, are people deliberately taking them down. Otherwise, not even the elements can bring down these proletarian signs. These are going to be strong, stern, fortified proletarian signs, comrade. They're not going to be cheap, bourgeois, commodified bullshit signs that collapse at a last moment's notice just long enough for you to get paid so that you have to buy the new iteration of the next bourgeois signs. These are proletarian signs that stand strong and fulfill a true use value. These are not going to be bourgeois, weak, inferior, planned obsolescent signs. Now ain't that something? Alright, so I'm gonna grab a snack from over here in this other grocery store. My favorite grocery store of all times, Jungle Jim's, JJ's, as it's otherwise known. Now, Jungle Jim's is one of my favorite grocery stores of all time. I'll tell you what, when I was a little kid, I remember me and my whole family, my brother, my sister, my dad, and my mom, we'd all go up to Jungle Jim's like every other week, every couple weeks, and we do these big grocery runs, and we would get everything from this store. They import from all over the world. They've got fine wines, fine liquors, they've got foods, spices of every kind. There it is, Jungle Jim's, and all of her beauty. I love Jungle Jim's, man. It is seriously the best grocery store ever. So, I'm gonna go in Jungle Jim's, I'm gonna grab me a little snackaroo, and maybe buy me some hot sauce, because there's this stuff that I usually get when I apply to some of my cooking called Thor's Hammer. It's this delicious freaking hot sauce. And yeah, I'm gonna go get a little food in. I'm gonna curb my hunger. And yeah, gonna be a good time. All right, we're back in business. Here's what I got me while I was in there. I got me my favorite bomb sauce. This is some really, really good hot sauce right here. I love this stuff. It's expensive. It's $15 a bottle. And yeah, good shit right here. Got me some ramen, and I got me some salami, and I got some cheese and some bread at the house so I can make some sandwiches out of that. And now we are on the way home. We are on the way back to my place. All right, so I really want to stress the importance of going outside and doing real world work, all right? Because I got a comment from someone recently, not gonna name any names, default, but they were saying that, oh, well, you need to update your praxis, bro. You need to, stay on the internet and like me and do at work on the internet. We live in the information age, so therefore it's an excuse not to go outside and associate with other people. You can just sit inside and do propaganda on the internet. And I'm not saying there isn't value in doing that, but there is a certain level of human involvement and activity that you have to engage in order to have effective work. You actually have to go out of your way to meet people in the real world. And the internet's a great way to do that and organize, but sometimes you just need to do some good old propaganda, all right? Good old leaflets, good old postering, good old canvassing, face-to-face interaction that you can't get over the internet. That's like one crucial factor in your whole idea default. Your whole one little itty-bitty, ever so tiny but ever so crucial tiny detail that you kind of lose the point on. There's a degree of human interaction, there's a degree of involvement that you have to get involved in with other human beings. Just meeting with other people face to face, shaking their hands, talking to them, clusping their flesh with yours. Like, come on, man. You don't want to just be on the internet all day long, all night long. There's an entire world out there. Just because we live in the information age doesn't give you the excuse to stay inside all day. Sorry, but you actually have to talk to people, you actually have to associate with people, and you actually have to do stuff that is provocative and catches people's attention. And that's the other reason why I'm doing this, is because this is kind of provocative in a sense, because people are going to see these signs everywhere, and they're going to be like, oh, who's planting all these signs? It draws attention. attention to us. It draws attention because that is not normal behavior for people to do nowadays. Just leafleting, posting signs. Because of your mindset and people like you, everyone just thinks, oh, we're just going to work on the internet now. Everybody's terminally online. Everybody's terminally connected to the internet, that people forgot how to go outside. And that is the reason why I'm doing this campaign. No sacrifice, no victory, no discomfort, no gains. Like, you have to go through something in order to get something out of it. It's easy to stay on the internet and post and shitpost on the internet all day. Anyone can do that, but it takes like a real cadre to want to actually go out and do something, all right? So yeah, default aside, naysayers aside, ignore those people. Just focus on getting real work done. That's all I'm trying to say. All right? Get off the fucking internet. That's pretty much my central thesis here. Get off the internet, go outside. All right, so default and the naysayers aside, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on these signs, right? What's going to go on these signs? Now, I have a couple of ideas. One of them being healthcare is a right. I think that's a good thing to put on these signs because, well, let's be frank, America's healthcare is absolute dog shit. Like, we have a terrible for-profit healthcare system that just price gouges the shit out of people, and slowly but surely people are waking up and realizing, maybe privatized healthcare isn't such a good idea. So yeah, people, I mean, all the statistics, all the data is laying bare this truth. So I think that's something that really resonates with people. You could post healthcare is a right. I am going to put socialism is freedom, or yeah, socialism is freedom. I'm going to make a couple that say that, and I'm also going to say capitalism is the sickness, socialism is the cure. That's another one I got brewing in my head. Your boss is stealing from you. I'm going to make a few that says that. Altogether, I've got about 20 signs in the making here, which is a fraction of what my ideal goal is. And I just realized that making some of these signs was a little more expensive than I thought. So yeah, that double, so yeah, that kind of double goes that you don't have to make 100 signs. If you just want to put up 100 pieces of paper with your propaganda around town, I mean, that works too. But ideally, you're going to want to mix some signs in there just because they're bigger, they stand out more, people are more likely to notice and read them. That's all. Hey, one more thing. While we're on the way back, I just thought, so speaking of people that are anti-motivation, people that are discouraging this sort of activity and behavior in the real world, I noticed they all exclusively come from the first world, alright? I noticed exclusively from the first world, you have people that are saying this sort of stuff, that, oh, we just need to stay online, we need to update our praxis, but like, I know someone from a third world country who has access to the internet, who has access to computers and so on, and they are online. It's this kid from Bangladesh, all right? And tell you what, this kid is a model example of what we need to be like, a model example of how we need to behave, you know, whether you're in the first or third world. I mean, obviously, third world desperate times call for desperate measures, but this kid is in a country where basically free speech is outlawed. There is no free speech where he lives, all right? So we here in the first world have an advantage over him in the sense that we don't have to worry about getting prosecuted and going to jail over putting up some signs. We have it on easy mode. He's putting his neck out there to do this shit, all right? And I tip my hat to you, all right, comrade. I tip my hat to you. That is cadre material. That's ballsy. Because I even let this guy know, you don't have to do this. Like, if you don't want to put yourself in legal harm's way, I'm not going to tell you to go out and break the law, all right? But this kid was willing to go out there and do it anyways. He was willing to put himself in harm's way in order to do some positive work in his community and spread some propaganda, all right? And this is the kind of model person that we need in our movement. Someone who is willing to suffer some discomfort. Someone who is actually willing to struggle, all right? And the fact that he's willing to do that and go out of his way to put himself at risk like that speaks volumes about his character. And I hold people like this to the highest regard, all right? I'm not talking about adventure stuff. I'm talking about going out of your way and flexing and bending the rules a little bit so that you can accomplish some proper praxis in class struggle. And that just seems to be like a really big issue I've noticed with a lot of people nowadays. Nobody wants to rock the boat. Nobody wants to go out of their way to suffer or go through some discomfort. Nobody wants to put themselves at risk for change, all right? Nobody wants to do that anymore. And it's because everyone's terminally online, they're all comfortable, everyone's in their little hug boxes, and that's one of the reasons why, like, a lot of people are just so apolitical and apathetic. It's because they've been conditioned to be like that. And our job is to get people to care, all right? That's going to be very difficult, especially in the United States where people have been trained not to care for decades and just be happy with the way things are, because even though like good chunks of the population are getting fucked by the system, it's not the best system we have, but it's all we got, you know? And people don't want to struggle or go through any sort of discomfort or even any mild inconvenience. They don't even want to hear about this shit, man. You go up to the average person and start telling them about socialism, they're not going to want to hear it because you're taking time out of their day. Time that they could be spending on Facebook, time that they could be spending talking about some stupid other bullshit or watching TV or shopping or, you know, looking at cars or whatever, all right? Time taken away from them, from America's #1 addiction. Forget heroin, forget meth, forget hard drugs. You want to know what the biggest addiction and the worst addiction Americans have? It's shopping. This country, this culture, all they know and all they care about is shopping and being atomized little consumer drones and getting that little hit of dopamine or euphoria whenever they spend money on each of their paychecks. They've been conditioned like good little dogs, and we need to break that conditioning. And this is one of the reasons why I stress the signs, because people don't see this shit, but if they start seeing signs planted in the ground advocating for socialism, yeah, it might bother some people, but good, let it bother them. I want to bother people. I want people to be discomfortable. I want people to be forced to face the reality of their situation and have to change something about it. We have to burst people out of these bubbles in order to get them to give a shit. And before you people say that it's impossible, look at all of last year. Look at what happened last year with the Black Lives Matter movements and all of the chaos that emerged in the COVID-19 crisis. It's possible for people to care. I mean, when the conditions are met, people are going to have no choice but to be forced with the reality of their situation. All right? In the time being, it's our job to get as many people involved and as interested in changing things as possible, preferably from younger generations, because Lord knows you ain't changing no boomer's mind. You can't reach the boomers. They've been indoctrinated for so long that they literally can't comprehend any other system besides this. But the younger generation can. So yeah, I mean, and you know what? Now that I think about it, that's actually a good spot to put these signs. Yeah. Put these signs up at a university, because there's a lot of young students that care. Just make sure they go in places where the faculty on campus won't take them down. But with that being said, we're almost home. I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys inside. All right, we have the first sign among many. There's the other one that I don't have labeled. But yeah, I'm gonna plug this in by the corner of an intersection where it's nice and visible and legible to all. I'm not going to color the other side just because traffic only flows in one direction, and I feel like it would be... I'm trying to save juice on the Sharpie. Yeah, it looks pretty good. 1 down, 19 to go. Alright, I'm going to take a little break from the sign making for now. What I've decided is I'm at my computer desk right now, so I think what I'm going to do for the time being, after I've made dinner and I've taken care of some other errands that I'm going to take care of tonight, is I'm going to make a leaflet, and I'm going to use a 11.5 by 8-inch pieces of paper for these leaflets, and I'm going to print them out at a library, and I'm going to find boards, various, you know, as I was talking about earlier. I'm going to go to different notice boards from different bars and such, and I'm just going to staple them there. I'm going to take some to the library. I'm going to take some to some grocery stores and a couple of restaurants and other places and distribute those where I can. I'm probably going to distribute like around 30 or 40 of those, and then I'm probably going to plant those signs tomorrow upon rising. And yeah, But anywho, I think I'm done with this project for today. Hope you guys got some signs out there. I'm gonna do my damnness to get a solid 50 to 60 pieces of propaganda out there by tomorrow. So, it's been a fun project. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And, yeah, expect the next episode of A People's History of Socialism very soon. See you soon, comrades. Red salute.